Hello viewers, welcome to Science TV. I am your host for today, Ruth Orimo, and sign language the voicing is Gideon Minor. Let us focus to what happened and what took shape in the world news. The IEBC have appointed Moses Ledama Sunkuli as the acting Chief Executive Officer and Commissioner Secretary effective immediately. Sunkuli, who currently serves as the Commission's Director of Electoral Operations and Voter Registration, will act in the role of 6 months or until a substantive CEO is appointed. The Commission's decision bypassed by 2 Deputy Commissioner Secretary, Obadia Keitani and Ruth Hulundu, in the latest shakeups. Technical and Vocational Education and Training Principal Secretary, Dr. Esther Muoria, has defended the ongoing reforms in the TVET sector, dismissing claims that the rollout of modularization program has increased fees and caused confusion in institution. Speaking to the media in Nairobi, Dr. Muoria said the reforms are aimed at equipping young Kenyans with employable skills within a shorter period while capping tuition fees at 35,000 shilling per module.
We have just trained about 1,500 solar installation technicians. We have only trained them for a month, I think a month and a half. Those technicians are the ones who
Nyandarua Governor, Dr. Moses Kiarie, County Attorney, procurement officers and other finance officers in the county have been questioned after the Senate County Public Accounts Committee established the county executive breached the law, costing the residents of Nyandarua billions of shillings. This comes after the Nyandarua County government terminated a 1.5 billion shilling contract after spending 900 million shillings to clear asbestos from the rooftop of J.M. Kariuki County Referral Hospital. According to the Audit General, there was no value for money after establishing that there was no work done at the said facility.
Nation over 1.5 billion contract. That is not a matter that requires the professional opinion of the head of procurement, and unless then that becomes the black hole that we use to do funny things. So you can expect scrutiny, and please, such a big name should not be muddled with scandal and controversy. Mental agreement, does it exist?
At the moment, it doesn't exist, but
okay, I think that has been established as a fact.
Is proposed completion of works and removal of asbestos roofing at JM Kariuki level 5. You gave out a tender of 988 million.
But looking at the work he had done, compared with others, they decided that they would want to continue.
80% of your total revenues is amounts owed to suppliers, staff, and other entities. I don't know whether Nyandarua should be dissolved.
We've been calling these suppliers to come and make claims. Some of them are not available.
Former Nairobi Governor Mike Mbuvi, alias Sonko, has defended himself in a 20 million shilling land graft case, informing the court that the charges against him dating back to 2015 came from his public opposition to corruption and land grabbing. Appearing before the anti-corruption trial magistrate, Charles Ondiek, to give his evidence, Sonko claimed some powerful individuals with interest targeted him to taint his name by conspiring with grabbers to give fictitious land rates and claims. The case involved a property situated in Kilimani.
Corrupt county official in the last department, Your Honor, normally come up with fictitious rate claim without the knowledge of the landlords, Your Honor, go to mislead the magistrate's court, they issue investing orders, Your Honor, then through that the properties belonging to innocent landowners, innocent investors in this great country, Your Honor, are auctioned.
Human rights defenders are raising alarms over what they describe as a shrinking civic space in the country, warning that the trend poses a threat to freedom of expression. And democracy. Speaking during the launch of the research report on activism in Kenya, the stakeholders in the sector called for concerted effort in protecting the space to embrace the social, economic, and political conversations and amplify the voices of the marginalized.
Been shrinking. I mean, in the last year, there are laws that have been introduced, bills that have been introduced to further censor and curtail any dissenting voices. And so government, as citizens, as business people, as church, we can't say that I don't care about politics, because politics is affecting our what we put on the table, if we even have anything to put on the table. So it's inviting all these players to see how we can move together to move this country to the place that we want it to be.
I think it's absolutely possible for young people to get more involved and for artists to rally up voter registration amongst all Kenyans, whatever the demographic, because art is very powerful. In all its forms, culture is what really moves a nation. And it's been seen time and time again, not only in Kenya, but across the world, about how artists, when they decide to very consciously use their spaces to drum up support for anything, let's say registration of voters.
Kenya's private sector is urging the government to fix long-standing challenges that continue to affect business growth in the region. At the Kenya National Chambers of Commerce and Industry, KNCI, CCI Annual General Meeting in Nairobi. Business leaders used the platform to push for lower cost, fair taxation, and easier access to government opportunities, warning that policy gap could slow economic recovery.
And regulatory compliance costs account for 20 to 30% of the small medium enterprises' initial capital expenditure. KNCCI will want to advocate for harmonization and consolidation of the national and county licenses, elimination of duplicate permits, levies, and inspections, single-window licensing platforms, adoption of one business, one license principle for Kenya. We want to see the participation of local companies, especially in getting subcontracts, and not only supplies to these PPP projects that you are rolling out in National Treasury. Committed to fostering an enabling business environment through a stable, predictable, and fair tax regime. Our approach to domestic resource mobilization seeks to balance revenue needs with economic growth, competitiveness, and equity.
If we are able to ensure as government that the enabling environment works for our business people, then business will prosper.
Let us take a short commercial break and then we'll be back with sports news with me, Ruth Erimo.